Greetings, walruses and carpenters. This is Mad Hair Patrick. Why is a raven like a writing desk? Have a very merry birthday.
I can't believe I wore that black jacket for a very long time. I look like a Tim Burton character. Alright, time to get decorating. Looks like it's time to play. Greetings, Space Rangers and Cowboys. This is Mad Hair Patrick. There is an anime franchise that has always been dear to my heart, and is possibly one of the first anime films that I ever watched. I figure it only makes sense to talk about its latest installment. Toy Story was not only Pixar's first feature-length movie, but it was the first ever computer-animated movie released in theaters. It made a lot of money, got critical acclaim, and won a lot of awards, and was inducted in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. From then on, it opened a whole new opportunity for other companies to be just like Toy Story. Now, I always loved the Toy Story movies. I can't remember how many times I watched the first movie. I had a great and emotional time with the other two films, and of course, I would try to buy the toys to reenact those memorable scenes, play some of the video games, and try to beat my dad so many times at Toy Mania. When it comes to the fourth installment, people seem really puzzled about it because Toy Story 3 ended the film series on a high note. On the one hand, I do like to see more adventures with Woody, Buzz, and the gang, but like the majority, Toy Story 3 was like the perfect ending to the series. Andy goes to college, he gives his toys away to a new kid, and says goodbye to them. Boom! The end! Even if they wanted to continue the series, I kinda like it if they just make more TV specials like they did for Toy Story of Terror and That Time Forgot. But I am optimistic, and this is the directorial debut of Josh Cooley, a Pixar storyboard artist who worked on The Incredibles and Ratatouille. He was even one of the co-writers for Inside Out. That's really great! Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. It's time to open up the toy box and play once more. This is Toy Story 4. The film takes place after the third movie, where Woody and the gang are now being held by a new child named Bonnie. She makes a new toy during her kindergarten orientation named Forky, played by Tony Hale, who Woody vows to look after him to keep Bonnie happy. Paranoid for believing that he's just trash, he jumps off an RV during a road trip, and Woody's on a mission to retrieve Forky and return home while coming across some new toys, including an antique doll named Gabby Gabby, played by Christina Hendricks, and an old friend Bo Peep, played by Annie Potts respectively. The funny thing about the fourth installment, they actually go deep into the life of being a toy. We've seen what a toy is like as being a collector's item at daycare or being held by any sort of kid, but we are introduced on how they live their lives at a store, a carnival, or even being lost. This is where the relationship between Woody and Bo Peep kicks in. Both of them have a different point of view in a toy's life, where one wants to be loved by a child and the other looks after oneself and just help other toys in need. But one important factor that's been added to the Toy Story series, especially to Woody, is finding a toy's true purpose. The film also doesn't shy away on being a comedy, which I will admit I did get a lot of laughs when watching this movie. And there's even some disturbing moments, especially during the antique shop with the creepy dummies. And the film continues to be emotional as the previous movies. I would explain why, but that would be major spoilers, especially during the third act. I won't give too much away, but I see it as the hidden conclusion to this Toy Story franchise. And speaking of the franchise, we gotta talk about its characters, specifically Woody. Woody's purpose in the other film is to be with Andy all the way through until he goes to college because he's Andy's favorite toy. With that deed being done, what's next for him? He chooses to look after Forky in this movie so he can teach him about the life of being a toy, and he wants to make both the toy and the owner happy together. For Bo, she's now a main character that joins Woody on his journey. Now in the other movies, despite not being any adventures and being Woody's love interest, she still has a personality and a role being the voice of reason to Woody. In this one, we finally know what happened to her between the second and third film, and she actually prefers a life of being a lost toy so she can be free to explore. Even Forky's a three-dimensional character. Yes, he does a running joke that he still believed that he was made to be trash, but he's a fish-out-of-water character who is having a hard time to comprehend why he's alive. Bonnie made Forky so she can make happy memories of being in kindergarten. But it's not just those three main characters, some of the other characters do bring in some laughs and excitement. Buzz Lightyear is still Woody's loyal friend, and he wants to help on rescuing him and Forky. And he does go through a development on finding his conscience. But I did get some huge laughs from Key and Peele's character as Bunny and Ducky. They're carnival toys that want to find a new owner, so they help Woody and Buzz in any way they can while supply some hilarious jokes. There is also Duke and Boom, played by Keanu Reeves. He's an Evel Knievel caricature daredevil who actually has a tragic tale on how he ended up being lost as Bo Peep. And then there's the antagonist of the film, Gabby. And she is actually a pretty good obstacle. She's like Talkie Tina from the Twilight Zone, but with an army of slappies. And the best part about her role, she has a goal on why she's getting in the way for Woody or Forky to return home. And the way she explains it, you do sympathize with her. Even the rest of Andy and Bonnie's toys, despite not fully joining Buzz and Woody's adventures, they do help on their mission to return home. And I do think they have enough screen time as they should, because we already fleshed out those characters from the previous movies and specials, and there's a lot of Easter egg characters that are playing at sight. But no matter what you think about this fourth installment, you can't deny that the animation is astounding. The toy design continues to be impressive, even better than the first three films. There's more textures of all kinds of toys, like the stuffed ones like Bunny and Ducky, and there's more detail on Bo Peep. The movements are also amazing. They fully display how the toys move differently, especially on Duke and Forky. They even help during the chase scene since the world is big to a toy's eyes, which is why the backgrounds do look great no matter they're at a carnival or at the Second Chance antique store, because they take us to new areas that have yet to be explored. Are there any flaws with the movie, like any sort of nitpicks? The funniest thing is, no. I was genuinely surprised on what I just watched. Toy Story 4 is an unexpected perfect addition to the franchise. It has an emotional story, hilarious jokes, lovable characters both old and new, and some wonderful animation. This is definitely a must-watch for everyone to see. If you want to see more what Toy Story can do after the third movie, then this is it. I've been thinking about this for a while, but you know what? I'm giving the fourth movie an A+, and it gets the Diploma of Destiny for serving its purpose as being one of the most influential and spectacular animated films. Now, is Toy Story 4 better than 2 or 3? I don't know. That is still considered debatable. But no matter what you think of Toy Story 4, whether it's better than the previous films or on par or whatever, we can guarantee that Toy Story is the first ever best animated quadrilogy. If you look back at some of the other animated franchises like Shrek and Ice Age, some of their other sequels never fully captured the magic of the first film or even the previous sequels. And if that's not crazy enough, then I don't know what is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to have some lunch at Pizza Planet. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.